East Carolina University basketball on WITN 7 is brought to you in part by University Health Systems of Eastern Carolina and by Coeco Office Systems, serving all of Eastern Carolina.
It's senior night, and ECU's lone senior is Moose Abadian, Conference USA's all-time block shots leader. Moose will lead the Pirates in the battle tonight against the Houston Cougars in the final home game of the season. Bill Harrigan's ball club needs a win to keep hopes alive for a Conference USA tourney berth in Memphis next month. The Pirates and Cougars get it on tonight in Greenville, and it's coming up next. It's an emotion-filled Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum tonight as the Houston Cougars invade. It's Bill Harrigan's last game as the coach of the Pirates in Greenville and Moose Abadian's final home game in his career. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Charles along with Billy Weaver. Like the wardrobe tonight.
I know. You got the memo, right?
Yeah, I sure did. Well, for the Pirates, it's been a week of distractions, but to their credit, Billy, they've really done a great job of putting all that behind them. Came out, won a great game on Wednesday over Southern Miss.
Absolutely. Early in the week, the Pirate players found out that Bill Harrigan would not return next season to coach this Pirate team. They put all that aside. They went out and did what they had to do. Took another step closer to the Conference USA tournament. If they win tonight against Houston, they may almost solidify that 12th and final spot.
Yeah, that's what makes this game very important tonight. Let's take a look at the key players. First of all, for the University of Houston, he's averaging right at 17 points a game. Andre Owens, he is the transfer from the Indiana Hoosiers. He's the guy that really makes them go.
Well, he obviously can score. 17.3 points per game. He's the team's leading scorer, but what he does best is he's such a great defender on the ball. The Pirates have to keep him in check tonight.
A very good perimeter game for Houston. The Pirates, of course, will counter with Moose Abadian. What more can we say about Moose? He has been just a terrific ambassador for this university, great basketball player, and Billy, he will go down as the all-time block shots leader in the history of Conference USA.
And speaking of emotions, Moose Abadian has to put the emotions aside tonight of this being his final game here in front of the Minges Maniacs. You know, I talked to him earlier today. He was almost in tears then. He has to put all that aside and kind of let loose the Moose tonight.
Let's take a look at the keys in the ball game tonight. First of all, for the Houston Cougars on the road in Greenville, they need to shoot threes because, Billy, that's what really makes this ball club go.
They live and die by the threes. They don't make as many as they'd like, but they're going to definitely shoot. They have to defend inside as well. They have to keep Corey Rouse off the offensive glass. Corey Rouse pulling down nearly 4 offensive rebounds per game. He's number 1 in Conference USA in rebounding.
And when you flip the coin on the other side, the Pirates have to be able to defend the perimeter, defend that three-point game. And I'll tell you what, Billy, this Houston defense really gets after you. They got to handle the ball tonight.
That's right, because Houston is +7 in the turnover margin. They will get in your face. And I tell you what, East Carolina, if they don't handle the ball, it's going to be a long night. They cannot afford to commit too many turnovers.
Well, it's a big game tonight. If the Pirates can get by Houston, they will take a big step on the road to the Conference USA tournament coming up in March in Memphis. We'll have the starting lineup and the tip-off coming up next.
Carolina University basketball on the Pirate Sports Television Network is brought to you by Trademark, BB&T, Cox Communications, your Eastern North Carolina Chrysler Jeep dealers, Sprint, Pizza Hut, Wachovia, and by Pepsi.
Welcome back to Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. A very emotional, as you can see, Moose Abadian, the lone senior on the East Carolina basketball team. His accomplishments being read by the public address announcer here at ECU, Morgan Ehlers. And Moose trying to hold it in, Billy, as you so well noted during the break. The big guy's emotional, and he should be. What a great career.
I tell you what, I'm trying to hold in emotions myself. I mean, that's a guy, like you mentioned, he epitomizes what college basketball is all about. The fans love him here. He is such an unselfish player. He does everything right. He does it in the classroom as well as on the court. He truly is an ambassador of East Carolina University. The guy doesn't want to leave the court, and I don't blame him.
Well, there's the framed picture of Moose. Bill Harrigan also very emotional, as you could see, when Moose came out and he embraced his head coach, the only head coach that he has known since he's been at ECU. Quite a story. Moose was recruited by Greg Herenda, East Carolina's associate head coach from France. Les Ulis, France is where Moussa came from. In fact, he came to ECU as a scholarship basketball player, having never even stepped on the campus here in Greenville. Coach Arian took Coach Arenda's recommendation, and as they say, the rest is history. What a great career. He comes into the ball game tonight with 309 career block shots. That is the all-time record in Conference USA. And Billy, when you surpass a guy like Kenyon Martin, one of the all-time great college players and now an outstanding player in the NBA with the Denver Nuggets, that really says something.
It says an awful lot. You know, Moussa Badien, there were so many question marks surrounding this guy when he came into the program. You know, I remember he was just a tall, lanky, beanpole kind of a guy, and everybody was like, well, who is Moussa Badien? He really has evolved his last 4 years here at East Carolina University. He's become, you know, such a critical part of this Pirate basketball program.
Well, they turn the lights out here at Williams Arena Minges Coliseum for the introduction of the starting lineups for East Carolina tonight. A very emotional arena. This is the last game that Bill Herring will coach in Greenville. The last time Moussa Badien will play before these great Pirate fans, and you can just feel the emotion with this big crowd here tonight. Let's give you the starting lineups for Houston. They will start a 3-guard lineup tonight, and that's where their strength is. Lanny Smith, Andre Owens averaging 17 a game. Smith's almost at 15 a game. Brian Latham is the third member of that guard trio. Dyer is the forward on this starting lineup, and D. Randami is the center. It's not a very big Houston team. D. Randami is 6'7", and Dyer is 6'7". Up front, they are very much of a career-oriented basketball team. Now for East Carolina, starting at the point, it'll be Japheth McNeil, the sophomore out of Brooklyn. Mike Cook, the sophomore out of Philadelphia. Tom Hammonds will start at a guard position out of Crestview, Florida. He's a freshman, and Hammonds has a chance to be an All-Conference USA freshman selection. Corey Rouse having a great season, leading Conference USA in rebounding. Starts at the 4 spot, and Moussa Badien starts in the middle in his final appearance in Greenville. And Moose has really upped his numbers this year. He's at 12 points and 8 rebounds per ball game. Moose is 10th in the nation in block shots. He comes in this year tonight with 70 block shots. Well, this Houston team is playing very well. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 5 of their last 6. Billy, they've been one of the real surprise teams in the league. Most preseason predictions had them somewhere around 12, 13. But here they are right in the middle of the pack, actually in the upper division of Conference USA. They've got to be thinking no less than the NIT right now. They have 17 wins. They're 17-10.
Absolutely. They are, you know, Tom Pender, such a great head coach coming in here in his first year and really turning this program around. And, you know, there's such a storied tradition here with Houston basketball in this first season, 17-10, Tom Penders. And, you know, like you said, they've got to be thinking about an NIT tournament. But you know what? More than that, they're thinking about a better seeding for next month's Conference USA tournament. And as you know, Jeff, anything can happen there. And the Conference USA champion gets an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. And this team, if they can get into the tournament, make some noise, and win a couple games, they're not looking at NIT. They're looking at NCAA tournament.
De'Ron Dami at 6'7". And Moussa Badien at 6'10". From the tip, it's controlled easily by Moose. De'Ron Dami did not even jump. And the Pirates have the basketball to start the game in the white uniforms tonight, going from left to right. Japheth McNeil at the point. Japheth's really been playing much better here the last couple of weeks. Badien gets the ball in the corner to Hammonds, and now back to Moose. Moose is going to shoot a 16-footer and miss it. And the rebound cleared by Houston. Andre Owens will bring it into the front court. The former Indiana Hoosier. He kicks it off in the corner. There's a jumper out of the corner by Dyer. And the rebound comes down to Hammonds. Here comes McNeil now pushing it middle of the floor. Back to Hammonds. Hammonds catches. He took an extra step. Got away with it. Drilled the 3.
Yeah, Tom Penders over there just livid, saying, where is the traveling call? I think Tom Hammonds got away with one there, but East Carolina will take that all day. Tom Penders still over there yelling at the officials.
Tom Penders has had a great career coaching in college basketball. We'll talk a lot about that here tonight. Lanny Smith with the basketball. He'll take it over to the left side out of Missouri City, Texas. He's another one of their outstanding guards. Randami's got it top of the key. He doesn't look to score very much. He's a screener. As you can see, he sets the screen on the left side. Owens will take the three. Bad shot. Rebound comes down to Japhett McNeil. He throws it ahead to Mike Cook. Throws it over his head. Out of bounds. Turnover on the Pirates.
Well, see, but that's what you have to do if you're East Carolina. You've got to get out in transition. You got to make things happen in an up-tempo style because Houston plays such good defense in the half court that you can't afford to let them get set into their defensive sets. East Carolina trying to up-tempo this game, and as a result there, Japhett just a little long on the pass here. Oh, now he's got to jump up there and grab that now.
Well, he's not going to do it. Going to have to get somebody else. The net got stuck on the rim, and that's the reason for the momentary delay. Lanny Smith will inbound the ball and bring it up the floor. Here's Brian Latham. He's out of Memphis. In fact, his dad is a dean at the University of Memphis, and his cousin is Chris Webber. C. Webb, who just got traded a couple of days ago. Latham with the ball, gives it up top.
Allen Iverson loving that trade.
No doubt about it. Now with the Sixers, C. Webb. There's Owens, always looking to shoot. Latham's going to take the three and miss it. And Corey Rouse, a rebounding machine, grabs it for the Pirates.
Absolutely. And
there's
they go
Moose
out
on
in
the floor.
transition. He's going to get called for a travel on that. Yep, that's a good call. That's a traveling call. And, you know, Tom Penders was in the ear of the referee so much on that Tom Hammond's three-pointer that they were really looking at that, and that one's the easy one to call there. Let's check it out again. Out in transition. A good job. Then you got the catch. 1-2, little shuffle step right there, and that'll bring the call every time.
Smith will bring it into the front court, and Japhett McNeil takes it out of bounds. Japhett gave Dante Stiggers of Southern Mississippi fits on Wednesday night in the Pirate victory, 77-66. He is a great little on-the-ball defender. Boy, it's tough to bring the ball up the floor against Japhett. He's so quick. Randami, he's not much of a shooter. He'll shoot this one, he'll hit it. He's only averaging 1.5 a game, so he's already over his average with his first basket.
Yeah, no surprise there when you leave a guy like that wide open from about 8 feet away because you look at the numbers and he's not a guy that's traditionally going to hurt you.
Corey Rouse to the basket, shot wouldn't go down, and the rebound to Brian Latham. Here's Latham quickly into the front court. Out of Midland Junior College in Texas, Tom Penders went to Midland and got 3 players. Moose with the block off the glass. Rouse ahead to Cook. Here's Mike to the basket.
I tell you what, Moose the body in. How many times have we seen that? If he's not blocking shots, he's definitely altering him. And East Carolina is such a bigger team inside than Houston. They're going to look for that all night.
Top of the key, here's Smith. Gives it up on the wing. Latham, Andre Owens.
Now, see, this is the matchup we're going to have to take a look at here. Andre Owens against Mike Cook. Mike Cook has to play good defense against him.
To the basket is Smith, and the runner in the paint goes.
If Mike Cook starts trailing, it's going to be a long night because Andre Owens, one of those guys, got a very quick step off the ball, and he can drive to the hole. And when he's not taking it to the hole, he's dishing out to the open perimeter players who love to try and drain the three.
Cook has to readjust. Corey Rouse cleaning the glass, fouled from behind, and the junior from Kinston will go to the line.
Jeff, we talked about defending inside, one of the keys to the game for the Houston Cougars. Corey Rouse, like you said, a rebounding machine. Moussa Badian, also one of the best rebounders in this conference. And when you got those 2 big guys down low, getting the offensive rebounds like that, the Cougars can't afford that because East Carolina will eat you up on the glass.
D. Randami will get the foul. Darius Brannon now into the lineup, the 6'8", 215-pound junior out of Port Arthur, Texas, and Lee College in Texas. Corey going to the line where he struggled this year. He's exactly at 50% as a free throw shooter. That's the first one to go. Corey leads Conference USA in rebounding. He's 10th in the nation in rebounding. What's interesting about his rebounding stats that he's number 1 both in offensive and defensive rebounds in Conference USA, and of course that means your first overall. And he hits 2 free throws to put the Pirates up 7-4.
Well, that's the big thing you look at is the offensive rebounds. 3.8 offensive rebounds per game. That's almost 4 boards a game. That usually turns into about 8 points. That's a big differential.
Moose with another block. That's 2. Starts the break. Cook to the basket. One-hand jam.
East Carolina with the defensive intensity, and they're turning it into transition buckets. You couldn't ask for a better way to start this game if you're Bill Harrion.
Pirates lead 9-4. 15:33 to go.
Now look for Houston to start launching the threes because they cannot penetrate inside against Musa Badien and Corey Rouse. It's just not effective.
There's Owens with the ball, and he steps out of bounds. Turnover on Houston. Our first timeout. East Carolina 9, Houston 4. Off to a great start in Greenville tonight. We're coming back right after this. The Pirates have come out breathing fire here tonight in Greenville. Moose with his second block shot starts the break, and Mike Cook's had a couple layups.
Well, you know what, Jeff? If you're Houston, you cannot afford to come in to hostile territory on the road in Conference USA and come out slow. Look at this. The perimeter players for Houston not getting back in transition defense. Like you said, Musa Badien, 2 big block shots. But the biggest part of this is that Musa, off the block shots, is throwing out the transition. Both of those blocks have turned into transition buckets.
Corey Rouse gives it to Mike Cook. Cook goes to the basket, and a reach and a foul on Houston. Ryan Latham will get his first foul. Houston comes in 17-10 overall, 8-5 in Conference USA. The Pirates are 9-17 overall, just 4-10 in the league. Here's Japhett McNeil to the basket. He's knocked down. No foul called, and Houston comes back the other way.
All right, Japhett, get back in the mix now.
He didn't get back, and Smith drills a 3.
Well, I'm sure during that timeout, Tom Pender says, look, let's get back to doing what we do best. That's shooting 3, getting shots wide open from the perimeter. We're driving. We just can't go inside against the big fella.
9-7. Moose gives it up now to Rouse, and Rouse goes to the basket. He's tied up. Good play by Raymond Dyer.
Wow, you know, Dyer's given up a couple inches to Corey Rouse, and Harrion disgusted with that play there.
Coach Harrion in his 6th and final season as the head coach at East Carolina. Bill will certainly bounce back on his feet. There he is. Already got the sweat going.
Yep.
He has given his heart and soul to this basketball program at this university. You can tell all week how the fans appreciate it.
Well, you can say what you will, and, you know, obviously the record speaks for itself, but you can never question that man's heart and guttiness. He gives it 110% every time he steps on the floor in practice and games, and you know he's just a heck of a coach. And you know it's a shame that it has to come down to this, but you know that's the age of college athletics right now.
Foul went against Rodney Hanna, his first foul. Pirates will bring it up. Houston gets Cedric Hensley in the game, 6'4", 195-pound junior out of Texas City, Texas.
Jeff, we were talking about this before the game, worried about with the emotion surrounding Musa Badien's final game here at Minges Coliseum. You know, he's had that tendency to go out and pick up 2 quick fouls, and if he's in foul trouble, that's not good for East Carolina. Right now, no East Carolina fouls with 14 minutes left to play. Just rimming out.
Wouldn't go down, and Corey Rouse is a little bit tangled up with Andre Owens, and they have to separate him. Well, Corey's not timid anymore. No. That was the label on him, as you know, Billy, his first 2 years, but he's been in his share of scraps this year. Becoming very aggressive.
You have to be. If you're a rebounder in this league and you're going to go up, you have to have the mindset that that's my ball. I'm going to go get it and take it no matter what. And you see the physical play of Corey. He was not going to be denied that rebound.
Moose inside, lays it in.
How about the drop step by Musa Badien, getting the defender up in the air? And I tell you what, Musa's game's really come along these last 4 years as well.
Pirates lead 11-7. Moose has a future in this game, most likely in Europe next year. You see guys like Moose go to Europe, play a year or 2, and then get their shot in the NBA. Here is Owens to the basket, and he lays it in. You don't want to wake him up, Billy. He got a little hot under the collar.
Yeah.
And you wake this guy up, and he can burn you. That's his first 2 of the game, and it's an 11-9 ball game.
Yeah, let a sleeping giant lay, because this is a guy that can really make things happen. And tough play right there. Corey just taking his eye off the ball for a split second. Turnover for East Carolina.
Marvin Kilgore and Mike Castro getting ready to come into the game now for East Carolina. Kilgore is the 6'3 freshman out of Philadelphia, averaging 3.5 a game. Corey Rouse and Japhett McNeil go out. Mike Castro, the junior college transfer from Allegheny in Maryland and Brooklyn, New York, averaging 3.7 and 4.7 rebounds. Off the dribble, good-looking jumper by Cedric Hensley, his first two. And it's an 11-11 ball game, and Houston's taking East Carolina's first punch. That's right. East Carolina coming out here committing 4 turnovers in this game. We talked about that with Houston being such good on-the-ball defenders, but they're not forcing East Carolina into turnovers. Those are just silly turnovers by East Carolina. Nearly a backcourt violation right there by Cook. Here's Castro down on the block to Cook. Cook will fake the shot, step inside, 15-footer. Long rebound, and Hensley runs it down. He's got Cook behind him, but he'll take it to the basket and lay it in. Oh, that's a little lazy right there, Jeff. Mike Cook and the guys just standing around, and Hensley coming in out of nowhere, and he just flies in and gets the defensive rebound. So Houston leads 13-11. On the wing, here's Hammonds against Andre Owens. Hammonds will take the fade over Owens. Good shot by Tommy Hammonds. I tell you what, that's an NBA type shot right there, Jeff. You know that's a tough shot to make, falling away at the bucket, squares up the shoulders and just drains it. Yeah, his daddy didn't make any better than that. No. There's a lob inside, and Hensley goes up and scores. He's fouled to go to the line for a 3-point play, and Cedric Hensley has come off the bench to score 6 points, and he's only averaging 2.5 a game. It always seems to happen, Jeff. It does, doesn't it? An unlikely hero, and he's made quite a contribution, and the Cougars lead by 2. 15-13. We're coming right back. This is Tom Hammonds IV. His dad was Tom Hammonds III, Georgia Tech and Atlanta Hawks fame. He never made a better shot than that. I tell you what, he's one of those guys that if he spots up from beyond the arc, he's going to knock down threes, but he's showing he's got great movement off the ball because Andre Owens, one of the best defenders in Conference USA, and he just takes him right to the hole. Tom Hammonds, 4th leading freshman scorer in Conference USA with 7.7 points per game. And like you said, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on that Conference USA all-freshman team at the end of the season. He's made 31 threes, 35% from three-point range. Pirates had an all-Conference USA freshman selection last year in Mike Cook. And there's Tom Hammonds. He just gets better with every game. And Tom needs to maybe get a little bit quicker, be a little bit better defender, but that will come in time. He's an outstanding shooter. And the Pirates have done a really good job of getting him in the mix this year, and a lot of outstanding play from Tom Hammonds this year in his freshman season. Here's Hensley for the three-point play, and Cedric Hensley gets the free throw. He has 7 points. Marvin Kilgore will shoot a pass into the front court. It goes to Moussa Badi, and Moose goes to the basket, and he's hammered. Moose is going to go shoot free throws. Smith gets the foul. That's his first foul. Moose taking it strong to the rack. Moose is a 66% free throw shooter. The Pirates have really struggled at the line this year. 62.3%, but they're coming off a good free throw shooting performance against Southern Miss on Wednesday night. But they've been right around 60 most of the year. Moose gets his first free throw. He'll have another one coming up. Boy, he played well against Southern Miss on Wednesday night. 13 points, 13 rebounds, a double-double for the big guy out of France. Well, right now, East Carolina 4 for 4 from the line. And as you mentioned, East Carolina not one of the better free throw shooting teams in Conference USA. But then again, neither is Houston. As a matter of fact, these are two of the worst free throw shooting teams in the entire league. This game could come down to free throws. Marvin Kilgore knocked it away. Moose picks it up, gets it ahead to Kilgore. And then his pass is tipped out of bounds. It'll be East Carolina basketball. Houston 16, East Carolina 15. Houston leads the all-time series. It's only 3 games old. They've won 2 of the 3. Pirates lost a heartbreaker at Houston last trip down there. At Hofheinz Pavilion, here's Josh King, gives it up to Castro. Castro having trouble. Now he'll find Marvin Kilgore, and Marvin will look to settle things down. Kilgore now in there running the show at the point with Japhett McNeil on the bench. Hammonds looking to double Hammonds, knocked away, and there's the steal. Latham with the steal. Latham will take Josh King to the basket, dump it off inside, and that's a basket by Andre Owens.
Yeah, and luckily by Moussa Badien not getting called for his second foul right there. That could have went either way, and refs letting him play down there.
Official timeout. Andre Owens comes up limping a bit. And it looks like they're going to take him out or get another replacement in. Here comes new man into the lineup, Chris Lawson, the junior out of Chicago. Yeah, the Pirates had a heartbreaker in Houston. Andre Owens took over that game last year at Hofheinz Pavilion, and Pirates had a good chance to win that one on the road, but just couldn't quite close the deal late. Japhett McNeil will walk it into the front court. He is picked up by Lanny Smith. Here's Josh King, the freshman out of Trinity, North Carolina. Cook had the three, passed it up. Now King has the three, and it would go down. Mike Castro with the rebound. Cook for a three. Top of the key, gets it to go.
How about Mike Cook? East Carolina, that's where they kill you on the offensive rebounds. And, you know, Houston's got to take care of the long rebounds on the threes. They're not getting those long offensive rebounds.
Tied at 18. Smith up top. Dyer's going to shoot a three. That's not his game. He missed it. Hensley real high for that offensive rebound. Back to Smith. His three no good. Rebound inside put up by Hensley. Where in the world does this guy come from?
I have no idea. But, Jeff, it always seems like anytime a team comes in here to Menzies Coliseum, somebody steps up that was just off the radar on the scouting report.
You're right. He has 9 points, averaging 2. Here's Cook. Castro, King. Now Corey Rouse has got it down on the blocks. He moves in, and that shot is swatted out of bounds by Raymond Dyer. That's his 44th block shot of the year. He's Houston's leading shot blocker. There he is, the junior out of Wilson, Louisiana.
You know, Jeff, that goes back to the mark of a good team. Guys step up when other guys, when your big dogs aren't scoring and they're not getting the things done, somebody off the bench has got to step up, and that's how Houston's gotten to 17 wins.
There's Rouse going up with the left hand. Shot wouldn't go down, and another long rebound is run down by the Cougars.
That right there could have been a call to travel there with the slide.
Owens. Lawson now will back it out against Josh King. Lanny Smith will hit the three, top of the key. And Houston has a 23-18 lead. Lanny Smith has hit back-to-back three-point baskets. And just like that, the Cougars are up 5 with 9:06 to go. And Tom Pender's ball club, and there you see Tom, 59 years old. Man, what a career he's had. He started his career as a college coach at Tufts in the Northeast, and he actually coached against Bill Harrien's father, Jim Harrien, when Bill's father was the head coach at WPI, Worcester Polytechnic Institute.
Yeah, I've been there.
That's one of the places I haven't done a game, Billy. And Tufts played WPI. Bill was just a youngster. And Tom Pender's got an early start in his career. He was there at Tufts for 3 years. Then he went to Columbia and did a good job there for 4 years. Then on to Fordham from 79 to 86, Rhode Island, where he had some great teams. And that got him the Texas job, and he was at Texas a long time. Won 208 games at Texas from 89 to 98. Went to the Elite Eight 1 year at Texas. He had a great year there, and Texas really got on the national map. Here's Rouse to Moussa for the two-hand jam.
Oh, how about Corey Rouse and the foul? Corey Rouse really set that play up. A great pass inside, down low to Moussa Badien, and Moussa going to the basket hard, gets the bucket and the foul. There you go. Throw it down, big fella.
Well, Moose has come to play tonight. Yeah, 6 points. Moose has the free throw coming up. Gets it. Moose has 7. Well, we're really going to miss Moose around here.
Absolutely. 23-21,
Houston with a 2-point lead. Smith to Lawson. Boy, this guy could be a linebacker, couldn't he?
He certainly could. He's got, look at his shoulders. His upper body strength is incredible.
There's Andre Owens. He'll shoot that three and miss it. Dyer fights inside. We got a hack and a foul.
I think Moose is going to get a cheap foul here.
That's 2 on Moose and 2 on the Pirates.
And I think Moose is going to have to take a seat now. Mike Castro is going to have to come in with 8:25 left in this first half. That's what we had talked about. We didn't want Musa Badien to get into early foul trouble. He's got 2 fouls here. You cannot afford to have Conference USA's leading shot blocker on the bench when you've definitely got a height advantage inside.
Moose most likely will sit out the final 8:25. Andre Owens, the 3 out of the corner. Another offensive rebound.
And Jeff, now Houston's getting to all the loose balls here. East Carolina early in this ball game getting to the offensive glass. Now it's Houston taking advantage.
There's Dyer in the paint. Good looking shot by Dyer. Houston has a 25-21 lead. This is a Houston team that really struggled last year. They were 9-18. They did not go to the Conference USA tournament. Ray McCallum, the head coach, was let go. Penders came on. And this guy's a proven winner. He's won everywhere he's been, Billy, and Houston got themselves a good basketball coach.
Absolutely, and he's probably going to take this team to postseason play, if not the NIT, maybe even the NCAA tournament.
Got a timeout. Houston leads by 4. We're coming right back. The Pirates are in an absolute dogfight to get into the Conference USA tournament at FedEx Forum in Memphis next month. There you see the other ball clubs that East Carolina's in contention with. East Carolina, St. Louis, South Florida, all 4-10. Tulane, the Pirates play them in New Orleans next Saturday night. 3-10, Southern Miss. We know where they're going to finish. They're going to finish in the basement. They'll finish in last place. They don't have a chance to go to the tournament.
Well, Jeff, 12 of the 14 Conference USA teams make the tournament. And if East Carolina, we got a jump ball situation here. If East Carolina can win here tonight, there's a very good chance. I would go ahead and book your ticket to Memphis if East Carolina wins tonight. They've got Tulane to close out the regular season on the road, and Tulane plays tonight at 8:30. And depending on what Tulane does, if Tulane loses and East Carolina wins, you might as well pack your bags to Memphis.
Dyer off the inbounds. Gets the jumper off the baseline. He has 4 points. And it's 27-21. Houston leads by 6.
And Jeff, East Carolina just not getting on the boards. That's very uncharacteristic of this East Carolina team. One of the best rebounding teams in Conference USA.
Castro goes to the basket, and he's fouled from behind. And the big fella will pick it up. Chris Lawson, he's a junior out of Chicago. He's well-traveled. He's been at Los Angeles Southwest Community College in California and Butler Community College in Kansas. From Chicago, he's been crisscrossing the country, and now he's on at the University of Houston. 27-21. Cook's got the ball in the corner. The Pirates are down 6. Blocked from behind by Dyer. Picked up by Castro. Tip, no good. Ball on the floor. Jump ball situation. The Pirates get the possession here this time.
And I'll tell you what, this is a scrappy couple of basketball teams right here. Everybody battling for the loose balls because every possession here is it means something. Mike Cook getting blocked from behind, and Castro, a chip shot right there, but in traffic. Those are always tough to make. He stays with it, gets on the ground. Call a jump ball here. East Carolina and Houston, man, battling on the boards.
Japheth McNeil gets ready to inbound the ball. A lot of talking going on. The officials step in and talk with the guys in the paint.
Well, good job by the officials noticing that early. They've got to keep these teams in check because this thing could get heated real easy.
Cook catches the ball. Shot wouldn't go down. Anderson the rebound. Latham will back it out. Another one of their junior college players. Here's Lawson against Japheth McNeil. Looks to take him to the basket. It's knocked away and stolen by Japheth. Japheth coming back the other way. Dishes to Castro. Hit the underneath side of the rim. And we've had a record number of jump balls in this first half. Here's another one.
Yeah, Mike Castro just getting too far under the basket right there. Great pass. by Japhet McNeil. Castro's got to go in there and tomahawk jam that thing. He can't allow himself to get that far underneath the basket and force another jump ball situation.
Fans' favorite, Jonathan Hart into the lineup for East Carolina, the 6'6 freshman out of Roselle, New Jersey, and Abraham Clark High School. Seldom used, averaging 2 points and 2 rebounds, but the sky's the limit for Jay Hart. He has a chance to be a really terrific player here at East Carolina. Here's Dyer. Cougars lead by 6. Lanny Smith always looking to put it up. Shot an air ball.
Well, he got partially blocked there by Japhet McNeil.
Here's Cook. Hammonds. He shoots an air ball. And Houston with the rebound. Play a little sloppy right now. Lawson for a 3. He'll hit it.
And you got to get out on those perimeter shooters because Houston is going to shoot the 3. There's no secret about it. They shoot more 3s than anybody in Conference USA. They don't make as many of them, but they're going to launch them up. As a defensive team, you've got to get out on the perimeter shooters.
Chris Lawson puts Houston up 9. Watch this Houston team play, and you can really see the Tom Penders influence. And away from the ball, we've got a foul. Five-second call, actually, on East Carolina. Give the ball back to Houston.
And, Jeff, yet another turnover by East Carolina, unforced by Houston.
Lanny Smith having all kinds of problems with Japhet McNeil. Japhet picks his pocket. Into the front court. Japhet, shot wouldn't go. There's the foul by Hammonds.
I tell you, when you talked about the defensive intensity of Japhet McNeil, he can play with anybody defensively in this league, and he shows a great example there of just playing in-your-face defense.
Billy, I was watching Illinois the other night. D. Brown for Illinois, one of their outstanding guards, puts that kind of pressure on opposing guards. He absolutely turned that game around the other night with his defensive pressure. Doing good work in the paint is Lanny Smith.
Oh, we've got a technical foul here. That's right, talking trash. The officials have already set a precedence here. They've gotten in between these two teams twice. They will not tolerate this. A lot of trash talking there by Houston, and he gets teed up immediately.
Lanny Smith gets the tee. That's his second foul. And Mike Cook will shoot the tee for East Carolina, a 74% free throw shooter, the Pirates' best free throw shooter.
We'll tell you what, I absolutely love this by the officials. They have made it a point to make sure that these teams in this game does not get out of hand, and they've sent a message right now already, throwing the technical foul out there. They've given these teams 2 warnings already, so good job by the officials of keeping this game in check.
Mike Cook, 1 out of 2 at the line. He has 8 points. A good first half for the sophomore out of Philadelphia is 59-year-old Tom Penders. Visits with the officials on the sideline. Penders' last stop was at George Washington at GW. He was 49-42. He ended up his tenure at GW in 2001. And then back on the sideline again to start the 2004 season.
And, Jeff, you see Tom Penders over there not arguing with the call at all. He knows he's been around this game long enough to know exactly what's going on. I actually saw him say to his players, okay, guys, let's just play basketball. You can't beat yourselves like this. So he'll have his team settled down in a hurry.
Mike Cook with the ball. They look to double him. Jay Hart in the corner. Musa trying to post up. Now he's got the ball. Looks for Hart, who can't hang on. Pirates turn it over, and here comes Andre Owens, who's been pretty quiet, only 4 points in the first half. Here's Lawson. On the wing to Dyer. Owens going baseline, shot wouldn't go, he's fouled, he'll shoot free throws.
East Carolina committing 8 turnovers so far in this first half as opposed to 5 by Houston. East Carolina has got to limit turnovers, and they've got to limit the fouls here. Like Jonathan Hart coming from behind and getting the hacking foul right there. Good thing Musa body in didn't get in there and get his 3rd foul.
First one on Jay Hart, Andre Owens. Played for Mike Davis. with the Indiana Hoosiers, and he gets the free throw to go. He has 5 points. He's an Indiana guy. He's from Indianapolis. And he played as a freshman at Indiana in Bloomington. He averaged 5 points a game. He comes from a very athletic family. His brother Leroy played football at Indiana State in Terre Haute. Next free throw is up and good. Larry Bird's alma mater. Owens hits a couple of free throws. He has 6. Tell you what, Owens is explosive. He had 41 points against Texas A&M in a game last year.
Yeah, I hear those kids from Indiana play basketball pretty good, Jeff.
They can shoot it. Almost every one of them.
There you go.
Doing a little tightrope dance down the scorer's table was Chris Lawson. They've got a timeout, 3:54 to go, and the Cougars are up 10, 34-24. We're coming right back. Two of the best defensive teams in Conference USA matched up here tonight. Houston 9-0 and holding their opponents to 57 points or less. Opponents are only shooting right at 43% against Houston. The Pirate opponents are only shooting at 41%. Both these teams play some sticky defense, and the good thing about Houston's defense is all the turnovers they force. They force 20 turnovers per game. They get right at 10.5 steals a game. Here's Cook. And the rebound brought down by Andre Owens.
Yeah, but Jeff, as good as this team is at playing sticky man-to-man defense and getting in your face and getting those 10 steals a game, they're not stealing the ball from East Carolina. East Carolina with a little sloppy play here in the first half and a lot of unforced turnovers by East Carolina. They've got 8 turnovers so far, and as opposed to just 5 by Houston.
Here's Lawson. He'll find Owens. He's the shooter and the scorer. He challenges Moose. Gets it back and puts it in. Andre Owens stayed after it, and he has 8, and the Cougars lead by 12.
Yeah, I tell you what, Andre Owens starting to feel it right now. Laney Smith already got 10 points. He's 4 of 7 from the field with 2 threes. So Laney's already feeling it. If those two guys, Laney Smith and Andre Owens get going, it's going to be a long night.
Lawson takes it to the basket. He's hacked on the arm by Japhett McNeil, and Japhett will get the foul. Moose had it stripped. And Japhett will get his first foul.
And Japhett McNeil doing what he had to do to prevent the uncontested layup there by Houston in transition. And Houston jumping out to a big lead here. East Carolina's got to make something happen this last 2:49 here and cut this thing, get a little bit closer going into halftime.
Here's Chris Lawson. Free throw, a 65%er is no good. He has another one coming up. They list this guy at 210 pounds. He's bigger than that at 6'4".
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at the shoulders on him. He looks like you said, looks like a linebacker.
He's got one of the strongest bodies in this conference. But he misses 2 free throws. But they get the offensive rebound. Boy, that's hurt the Pirates in this first half.
Oh, man, the rebounding percentage here is just, you would think that East Carolina would hold a decisive advantage on the board since they're the much better rebounding team statistically. Not the case tonight.
Latham with the reverse. That didn't work. Moose gets the rebound. Houston's not a very good rebounding team. They're -5 rebound margin coming in.
Yeah, but they're +3 in this game. They've got 16 as opposed to 13. Well, actually now 14 by East Carolina after that last rebound.
Timeout called by the Pirates with 2:22 to go. We have our halftime show coming up. Billy will be out on the floor. You enjoy doing that, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I like giving away money, especially when it's not my own.
Yeah, it's always a fun time to shoot out. Sponsored by WITN. You're just back from Daytona.
Yeah,
that was fun, wasn't it?
It was so nice down there, 75 to 80 degrees and sunny. And I tell you what, I was breathing exhaust fumes and smelling gasoline and rubber. Man, I tell you what, I could stay at the track all year long. It was fun down there. And coming back here to Greenville, a little chilly, but the old NASCAR Nextel Cup boy is going to be in California. Qualifying took place this afternoon, and I'm a big gearhead as it is, so Daytona was a fun trip for me.
Well, you're right. The weather was beautiful. The Pirates spent 3 days in Tampa last week getting ready for the South Florida game, and it was like in the low 70s with sunshine the whole time the Pirates were there. And then it was back to reality. Cook to Rouse. Japhett McNeil, a 3.
There you go. Japhett McNeil knocking down the 3. That's what East Carolina needs. They need some kind of spark, but they got to get back in transition. East Carolina getting back in transition. They almost lost one at the other end there.
Jaffet's 18th of the year. He's a 24% three-point shooter, but here of late, he's been shooting the ball much better. Darius Brannon takes it to the basket. Jaffet comes out of there with it. He's tripped, and we got a foul called against Lawson.
Yeah, Jaffet, man, he's coming to play. Earlier, you know, when he committed that foul on the breakaway earlier in the game, I guess about 2 minutes ago, I saw Jaffet McNeil really getting in the face of Moussa Badian and saying, hey, let's get things going here. Jaffet McNeil, a true team leader, and that's what you want out of your point guard. He has taken it upon himself to step up his game. He hits the three. He comes up with a big rebound trying to get out in transition. Now he's at the free throw line, and, you know, that's what you want from your guys, and that's what you want from your leaders on the floor, is to go out and play like leaders.
Pirates stole some minutes with Moussa Badian on the floor with 2 fouls. Coach Arian felt like he had to get him back in there with Houston going up by double digits. And they got a few minutes out of Moose and got him back on the bench with 1:46 to play in the first half without him picking up that third foul. Jaffet hit them both. He's a 68% free throw shooter.
And how about East Carolina? Now 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. That's a big coup for this East Carolina team. Not one of the best free throw shooting teams in this league.
Here's Lanny Smith, their second leading scorer. And here's their leading scorer, Andre Owens. Looking to take Cook off the dribble. Has it knocked away and stolen. He got in too deep and the help came. Rouse to the basket with the left hand, and the dunk attempt does not go. Smith coming back the other way.
Oh, Corey making such an aggressive move down low, just couldn't finish. You got to hate to see that because he's become such more of an aggressive player lately.
Manny Smith now looks to run the Houston offense. So look to his head coach, Tom Penders. See if they isolate Owen. Quick move on the baseline, and we're going to foul on Jaffet McNeil, and he can't believe it.
You know, Bill Harrion, what he did there is he put Jaffet McNeil on Andre Owens. This whole entire first half, Andre Owens has been getting the first step off of Mike Cook. Now he takes Jaffet McNeil, the best defender on his team, and puts him on Andre. And you see, he's trying to take away that quick first step to the baseline. He just doesn't get there in time.
Hensley with the ball back up top to Lanny Smith. Smith has 10 first half points. Coming in averaging 14.7. He's 13th in Conference USA in scoring, and Tom Penders calls a timeout with 35.8 seconds to go. Well, the Pirates have one game remaining after this one. They go to New Orleans. They'll take on the Tulane Green Wave next Saturday night. No television coverage of that. We will have radio network coverage on the Pirate Sports Radio Network. Cy Seymour will join me for the radio broadcast next Saturday, and a lot can be riding on that game. It could be a berth in the Conference USA tournament, depending on what else happens this week in Conference USA. Tulane, one of the teams the Pirates are in contention with for one of those final spots in the conference race. Tulane is at UAB tonight. Then they go to Cincinnati on Wednesday, and then they're home against the Pirates on Saturday. The other team in contention with East Carolina is St. Louis, and St. Louis lost today to DePaul. They're at Memphis, or they're home against Memphis on Wednesday, and then they go to Marquette and Milwaukee on a Saturday. So a lot of scoreboard watching will be going on this week. The Pirates do not have a midweek game. They will play next Saturday, so they'll have a whole week to rest before they get to New Orleans to take on Tulane next Saturday night.
Jeff, Pirates, they hold their own destiny in their hands. If they can win this game here tonight and then go on the road and pick up a big win at Tulane, they're definitely in. And, of course, you don't want to have to back into the conference tournament.
There's a three by Dyer. Corey Rouse, the rebound. Kicks it out to Kilgore. Pirates have plenty of time to get off a good shot, so Marvin.
And here you go, 1-4 flat right here with Mike Cook at the top. He's going to take the last shot.
Cook to the basket. He lays it in.
That's how they draw it up in the playbook, just like that.
Latham throws it up from midcourt, no good, and the Pirates are down 5 at halftime. It's Houston 36, East Carolina 31. And we're coming back with our halftime show right after this.
East Carolina University basketball on the Pirate Sports Television Network is brought to you by Trademark, BB&T, Cox Communications, your Eastern North Carolina Chrysler Jeep dealers, Sprint, Pizza Hut, Wachovia, and by Pepsi.
It's halftime, 36-31. The Pirates jumped off to a good lead in this game, and then Houston really came back and took East Carolina's early punch and took the lead themselves. In fact, the Pirates were down by double digits at one point in the first half, so they really had to come back and cut it to the deficit it is now. East Carolina down by 5 points at halftime. Got that last basket from Mike Cook. It's a 36-31 ball game. This is such a key game for East Carolina, needing a win here tonight to have a chance to go to the Conference USA tournament in Memphis, and that's coming up just around the corner. One more regular season game coming up on Saturday, next Saturday, and then the tournament begins 1 week from this Wednesday at FedEx Forum in Memphis as the Pirates hope to make the dance and get to the party. Only 12 of the 14 teams in Conference USA do indeed make the Conference USA tournament. Not very much fun to be the team that stays behind, and the Pirates had that experience once. Last year they went to the tournament. You may remember, had a chance. They were playing Louisville, really doing a great job leading that game with about 8 or 9 minutes to go. Couldn't quite hang on, and the Pirates lost to Louisville in the first round, but they got to the tournament last year. Certainly want to return again this year. Let's take a look at the first half stats. And this one is the Pure Gold Dancers put on their halftime show. And we will also have Billy on the floor for the halftime shootout, and also Dr. Stephen Ballard, the Chancellor at East Carolina University, will be our special halftime guest as well. As far as the halftime stats are concerned, the Pirates shooting at only 37%. Houston at 48%. Three-point field goal-wise, Houston was 3 of 11 for 27%. The Pirates were 3 of 6 for 50%. East Carolina doing a good job from the line at 88.9%, Houston at 60%, all even up on the rebounding battle at 17 apiece. The Pirates have turned it over 9 times. Houston has turned it over 5 times, and this East Carolina team knew coming into this game that they would get a lot of pressure from Houston, and they have 9 turnovers in the first half of play. Always a lot of fun here at Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. The Pirates trail by 5 at halftime. We're coming back with more right after this timeout. WITN Sports Director Billy Weaver on the floor. The WITN shootout at halftime. The Pirates trail the Houston Cougars by 5, 36-31. East Carolina trying to close out on a very positive note here tonight on senior night, with Moussa Badian being honored before the start of the game. East Carolina's lone senior. And Moose coming up big in the first half, playing very well, even though he got 2 fouls in the first 20 minutes. He had 7 points and 3 rebounds in the first half. Let's go back to the floor now, and here's Billy with our shootout participant.
You win 2 free airfare tickets courtesy of U.S. Airways, WITN, and Coyote Travels. Anywhere in the continental United States, U.S. Airways flies. You ready for that? Now, you can make those shots in any order. You can shoot them in any order at all, as long as you make all 4 in under 35 seconds. You ready? All right, I'm going to count to 3, and you start. You can make the layup first or whatever. All right? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, shoot. That was easy enough. All right, we're going to got the shot clock working. You got time? 20 seconds left. Count me down at 10. 14. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, look out. The desperation shot falls short. Trey Evans, our contestant, the WITN Coyote Travels halftime shootout.
Thanks, Billy. When we come back, we'll have a visit with the Chancellor at East Carolina University, Dr. Stephen Ballard, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. The Pirates are trailing by 5. Final regular season home game of the year, 36-31 is our score, and a chance now to visit for a few minutes with Dr. Stephen Ballard, the Chancellor at East Carolina University. And Dr. Ballard, it's been almost a year that you've been here. The Pirate spirit and enthusiasm so evident in this building. I know you've really caught on to it.
Absolutely. It's one of the reasons I came here, and it's even better than I thought it would be. It's just so wonderful to be in the Coliseum, and we're going to come back in the second half and win this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's talk a little bit about the things that are going on in your office. I know a big part of your job is dealing with the state legislature and things like enrollment and funding for capital improvement projects, and all those kinds of things really keep you busy.
Absolutely. ECU is in for over 22% of the enrollment funding this year out of 16 institutions. Well, we should get about a quarter of it, so we're working very hard with the state legislature to make sure that new enrollment gets funded this year. It's absolutely critical for the state, but it's especially critical for ECU.
Well, this school is just growing by leaps and bounds, isn't it? I mean, record enrollment this year. As we look down the road, Dr. Ballard, where's the enrollment going to go here?
Well, we have to answer that question very carefully because we never want to be so big that we can't deliver the right services to our students. But that said, students are voting with their feet. They want to come here, both in-state and out-of-state. We're actually in a little trouble this year because we exceeded the out-of-state student enrollment of 18%. We were almost 20%. But what that means is a lot of students want to come to ECU. So we're going to continue to grow, but within the limits that we know we need to have.
Well, so many capital improvement projects I know are on the boards. I mean, you just see building going on all over this campus. Give us an update on quickly on where we are with that.
Well, we're great. The most important thing, of course, is the baseball stadium's almost finished. But Flanagan and the Rivers buildings are all completed. We're starting 2 new dorms to be online for our enrollment growth. We have an addition to 2 other buildings, and we're converting 1 residence hall to an academic building. So we'll have 225 new faculty here over the next 2 years, and we're looking for space to put them. But that's a huge sign of how fast we're growing.
Dr. Ballard, thanks so much for coming by and visiting with us.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Dr. Stephen Ballard, Chancellor at East Carolina University. When we come back, the start of the second half right after this. Pirates have to come from behind in this second half. They're down 5 as we get ready for the second 20 minutes tonight. From Greenville, let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. Tom Hammonds, Billy stepping up and hitting the 3.
Yeah, and Musa Badien running the floor. East Carolina coming out of the gates really strong. Mike Cook taking it hard to the rack a few times, but down the stretch of the second half, Houston started to get things going, and then East Carolina could have really folded and gone in down 12, 14, maybe even 16 points at the halftime, but Japhet McNeil and Musa Badien and the team leaders on this team really stepped up and made it a game down the stretch and go into the locker room with just a 5-point, down just 5 points. And East Carolina, if they keep shooting, keep playing well, limit the turnovers, they can get right back into this ball game.
East Carolina has been a second half team of late. And they're going to have to draw on all those reserves here in the second 20 minutes to pull this one out.
Yeah, that big shot right there by Mike Cook, right as time is winding down at half to cut this thing to 5. And Mike Cook, Musa Badien, Japhet McNeil, those 3 gentlemen have to step it up in the second half and pull out this victory for East Carolina.
Well, the good news earlier today, St. Louis lost to DePaul. 53-49 was the final score in that game. So St. Louis remains with just 4 wins. Cincinnati beat TCU. That was a close game most of the way, and then the Bearcats won it 89-74, and Charlotte ran all over Southern Miss 81-58. What a year. What a story,
How good
Billy.
are they playing?
Charlotte has become, haven't they, number 21 this week? I mean, they're just blowing everybody out. Bobby Lutz just does a heck of a job with that 49er basketball program.
He's got some horses over there with Withers and Basden and all those guys that, I mean, they play so well fundamentally that it's almost scary. And East Carolina coming up with one of the biggest wins, in this program's history with that win against Charlotte here earlier this season. Charlotte's a team that's going to make some noise in this year's NCAA tournament.
I heard Bob Huggins, the Cincinnati coach, the other day say that he feels like Charlotte's got the best starting 5 in Conference USA, and I'm not going to argue with it.
You can't argue with that at all.
Here's Hammonds. They look to trap him. McNeil, good look to Corey Rouse.
Oh, my goodness, the look-away dish, and that's what you get from Japhet McNeil right at the end of the first half. Japhet taking it upon himself to put this team on his shoulder, and he comes out firing on all cylinders. A great no-look pass by Japhet.
That's the first basket of the game for Corey Rouse. Pirates cut it to 3. Lanny Smith holds to Dyer. They pull Musa out away from the basket. Here's Smith. He was dangerous in that first half. He had 10. He's always looking to shoot threes. He guns another one. Hammonds with the rebound, and here come the Pirates. Chance to cut into that lead. Moves with a look to Corey, and he gets the left-hander to go.
I'll tell you what, if Corey Rouse starts going, it's going to be a long night. And look, a very good timeout right here by Tom Penders. He sensed what was going on. East Carolina looking inside out. 2 consecutive plays going inside to Corey Rouse, who's making things happen. East Carolina cuts the lead to 1 just like that. Good timeout here by Tom Penders. Look at this no-look. Oh, man, that's just, you don't do it any better like that. What Jaffet does is he looks away, freezes the defense, dishes down low to Corey Rouse. And how about the big fella, Musa Badien, coming out of the top of the key, getting it into Corey Rouse as well. 2 quick baskets by East Carolina to start this second half.
That no-look by Jaffet McNeil. You wouldn't have seen that from Jaffet earlier this year. He's gaining in confidence. His shooting is getting better. Minji's Maniacs out in force. And you can see the guys there on the left. 4 guys, B-I-L-L, spelling out Bill. In honor of the head coach who's coaching his last game in Greenville tonight. ECU is 6-6 at Minji's, but only 1-10 on the road. That win came at UAB, and that was a big win against UAB. A couple of weeks ago on a Wednesday night at Bartow Arena, the Pirates had never beaten the Blazers, and they came up with that victory. And a big one that it was. They were looking for the sweep on the road, but they went to South Florida then on Saturday following that Wednesday win and lost by 10 points to Robert McCullum's USF Bulls. Well, it's just a great atmosphere here. We've mentioned this before. In fact, Billy and I mentioned it on our last telecast when the Pirates played Marquette. We go all over Conference USA, and you'll find bigger arenas and bigger crowds, but you won't find a better atmosphere than what we have, Billy, here in Greenville. And you won't find a louder, more knowledgeable crowd than right here at Minji's Coliseum. Look at this, almost a near-capacity crowd here for Musa Badien's final game in his illustrious career here at East Carolina. And, of course, Bill Harrion, who will not be retained as East Carolina's coach next season, coaching his final game in front of the Minji's Maniacs. And you know what? I'd love nothing more than to see East Carolina pull out a victory here. Brian Latham gives it up top to Raymond Dyer. Now back to Smith. Smith against Jaffet at 6'3", takes him in the paint. Musa scrapping for that loose ball. 4th one this game. Yeah, this time the possession arrow goes to Houston. You got to love the guttiness and the scrappiness of this East Carolina team, but we've seen this the last few years, Jeff. Defensively, you're not going to play a better game than East Carolina, and you're not going to out-hustle them. It's just not going to happen. Bill Harrion has brought that mentality to this basketball program, and I hope it's here to stay. Hensley has his pocket picked by Mike Cook, and then Cook has his pocket picked by Brian Latham. And back the other way, here comes Houston. Lanny Smith on the wing says, guys, let's slow it up. Smith with a good dish. Hensley looks up, sees Musa, and he's going to pick up a 3rd foul, Jeff. Picks up his 3rd foul. He got his hand caught in the net and gets the hack. And Moose with number 3. Now they give it to Hammonds. Wow, that's a big bullet dodge there by East Carolina. Moose even thought it was on him. Absolutely. You looked at the reaction and you saw the left hand of Musa Badien in the middle of the back. And you thought it was definitely going to go on or for Hensley against Musa Badien, but it didn't happen. And that's, wow, they dodged a big bullet there, not getting Moose his 3rd foul early in the second half. Hensley, the junior out of Texas City, Texas, a 72% free throw shooter. Goes 1 out of 2 on that trip. Houston is not a good free throw shooting team at 64%. The Pirates are only at 62.3. 2-point game. The Pirates can tie it with a hoop. They can take the lead with a 3. Here's Cook off the dribble. Andre Owens gets the rebound. Yeah, Jeff, Cook had Hammonds wide open on the perimeter right there. You've got to dish that ball. You've got to have a little bit better court awareness. Cedric Hensley out of the corner. Long rebound. Who's going to get it? Foul called against Houston. On the floor is Brian Latham, and he's going to get his 2nd foul.
Yep, going for the rebound with Japhett McNeil. And how about, you got to love the guttiness of Japhett. He's really just stepped up his game, the last 4 or 5 minutes of the first half. And so far in this second half, Japhett McNeil, that's what you want out of your point guard. A guy that's going to go out there and be a leader and get things done. And, man, he's really come to play here this second half.
Japhett looks to take it to the basket, and we've got a foul called. Japhett on the dribble drive. Japhett now is fourth in East Carolina in Conference USA in steals, 2.12 steals a game, and he's seventh in the conference now in assists. The problem with Japhett is that he's turned the ball over too many times this year, but he's still a young player, and he'll do better next year. He's 108 assists and 79 turnovers coming into the game, and Moose's shot is rejected by Dyer. That's his 45th block of the year. Smith, the stop and pop. Moose knocked to the floor. Smith inside. Andre Owens.
Yeah, now I think now Moose is going to pick up his third foul. Yep.
That is number 3 on Moose.
Great dish inside. Moose having to recover after being knocked to the floor there, and he gets up early, and that's, Coach Harrion has been telling Moose about that. You've got to stay on your feet, and you got to anticipate the blocks. Moose getting off of his feet way too early, and a good job there by Andre Owens of drawing the foul by Musa.
He misses the free throw. 72% free throw shooter. Jay Hart in. Musa goes out with 3 fouls. What a tradition Houston has had in basketball over the years. Phi Slamma Jamma, the great teams that they had in the 80s with Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler. Clyde came back and coached this Houston team for 2 years.
There was so much excitement around this Houston basketball program when Clyde Drexler came in to be the head coach.
Hensley with the steal, and Jonathan Hart knocks him to the floor, and Hensley looks like he hit his head.
Yeah, luckily Jonathan Hart didn't get an intentional foul right there, and that one, wow, that's a tough foul right there.
And Tom Penders is up hot. He thinks he should have an intentional foul.
And he's got a case for it, Jeff, because it was evident that Jonathan Hart was trying to catch up and playing catch up from behind, and
Penders calls Hensley over, makes sure he's okay, and there's a look at Jay Hart. And the officials all night long have had to settle guys down. It's been a chippy game here tonight.
Good job by the officials, though, of keeping things in check, and they're not letting things get out of hand.
Here's Cedric Hensley, 72% free throw shooter. Well, he looks like another guy, Billy, that Art Briles could suit up in Houston with the football Cougars, doesn't it?
I tell you what, these guys, they're all big. They're not exceptionally tall because they're not one of the better rebounding teams in the league. But these guys, I tell you what, they're athletes, that's for sure.
40-35, the Cougars lead by 5. Well, the Pirates have had some great games against the Houston Cougars on the field, either here at Johnny Ficklen Stadium or down at Robertson Stadium in Houston over the years. Corey Rouse lays it in.
There you go, once again, set up by Japhett McNeil. Noticing the double team, and he gets the ball to Corey Rouse down low.
To the basket. Lanny Smith with a penetration in the hoop. He had 31 against Southern Miss in a game earlier this year. He is a scoring machine once he gets going, and it's a 5-point Houston lead.
Lanny Smith with 12 points right now, leading the way for the Houston Cougars, along with Hensley at 12.
Cook got up in no man's land and turns it over. Pirates having turnover problems, Billy, in this game.
Yeah, 11 turnovers right now by East Carolina. They had 8 of them, actually 12 turnovers now after that last one by Mike Cook. They had 8 in the first half. East Carolina has to limit turnovers, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but a lot of those turnovers are unforced by Houston. East Carolina's got to take care of the ball better.
Andre Owens has the ball up top, and now to Lawson. Lawson with a backup 3, and he'll hit it. Chris Lawson with his second 3. He's not a big three-point shooter, only 27% coming into the game. That's only his 15th of the year, but he's drilled a couple here tonight, and the Cougars lead by 8.
You know, Jeff, and a stat that goes unnoticed a lot of time is points off turnovers. And right now, Houston has 16 of their 45 points directly off of turnovers.
Corey Rouse is stripped. Here's Hensley. He gets away for the layup.
They have a timeout right here, absolutely. Bill Harrion's going to call Japhett over to the corner and take a timeout right here, I would imagine. He's calling them over right now. It's good timeout.
Pirates are down 10. This is a very athletic Houston basketball team and a deep team that plays 10 guys. And they lead now by 10 points. There's a reason they've won 17 games coming in here tonight. They're 17-10, 8-5. They're playing for a better position in the Conference USA tournament coming up a week from this Wednesday in Memphis at FedEx Forum. And I'll tell you what, Billy, they're going to be tough for somebody to play in the first round of the tournament. They'll probably be a higher seed than their opponent. Most likely they'll be favored to win their first game. And this is a good basketball team with a veteran coach. You talk about a guy that knows how to coach in tournament situations. Tom Penders has been to 10 NCAA tournaments and 6 NIT tournaments in his career.
Absolutely, and obviously you'd like to be one of those teams in Conference USA that's going to get a bye, but those are going to go to Charlotte, Louisville, and Cincinnati. But the higher you get into the conference seeds, if you're not one of the seeds to get a bye, you're doing pretty good, because what you're doing is you're avoiding those top 3 or 4 teams in Conference USA, and you can get by the first 2 rounds. And you know, he can make a lot of noise with this team in the Conference USA tournament. Like I said, you get to that magic 20-win mark, and you may get 4 or 5 teams out of Conference USA into the NCAA tournament.
Cook's shot would not go, and back the other way, here comes Andre Owens, former Indiana Hoosier. Lanny Smith, well, he's always looking to pull the trigger. He missed the 3 and the rebound at Corey Rouse.
Well, there aren't many players on this team that don't look to shoot the 3.
Jafet McNeil in the basket.
And will he doesn't get the continuation. He's going to call it on the floor.
Yeah, Lanny Smith will get the foul. That's the 3rd on Lanny Smith. And with 14:52 to go in the game, the Pirates are down 10. We're coming back right after this. Pirates are now down 10, 47-37 to the Houston Cougars, needing a win desperately here tonight to go to New Orleans next week and beat Tulane and have a chance to go to the Conference USA tournament. Corey Rouse is on board for another double-double. He's become a double-double machine, scoring in double figures in points and also rebounds. Big possession here for the Pirates. They need a hoop. Hammonds gets it. And a 3-point play.
Oh, that's exactly what East Carolina needed. A 3-point play. Tom Hammonds dropping the bucket in and getting the foul. Getting back to Corey Rouse, how good is he going to be next year, and how good is this guy going to be next year? East Carolina has so much young talent on this team, and next year this team is going to be potent with only one senior, Moussa Badiane, leaving the team. And you know, everybody on this East Carolina team has gotten progressively better as the season's gone on.
Hammond's free throw is good. He makes it a 3-point play. 47-40. Pirates have now cut the 10-point lead to 7. 14:33 to go. Lawson with a penetration, and Dyer to the basket. Hensley blocked out of there by Corey Rouse, so they're going to call a foul inside.
Yeah, that's one that could have went either way. Corey Rouse doesn't agree with that one at all. He get called for his first foul. There's the initial block, and good contest right there by Jonathan Hart. And I tell you what, I don't see the foul right there. And you look at the reaction on Corey Rouse's face, he has no idea. That looked like a tough call there to me.
Free throw is up, and it's good by Cedric Hensley. Cedric has
Where's he come from?
15 points. He has come out of absolutely nowhere, averaging 2 points a game.
Now he's 6 of 7 from the line. He's hit 5 of 6 from the field. Tell you what, he's leading scorer right now for Houston with 16 points, and he's just come out of nowhere, come off the bench to score 16.
Cook, stop and pop.
You're talking about a great shot. We talked about his elevating skills. I mean, he's one of those guys that can elevate above anybody in this conference, and when he's got his stroke on, he can really make things happen.
12 points for Mike Cook. Lead cut to 7 again. Andre Owens against Mike Cook. It's been a good matchup. Owens will shoot it right in his face.
Oh, Cook just disgusted about that, too. A little trash talking again. Andre Owens saying, you just can't guard me. You can't give him that much space. But then again, you have to respect his driving ability, too, because Cook has been beaten off the dribble drive a number of times in this game by Andre, so he has to respect the dribble drive ability, but you can't give him that much room on the perimeter.
Chris Lawson will get his third foul. Pirates will inbound the basketball. That's 5 on Houston. The Pirates have fouled 4 times in the second half. That three by Andre Owens was his first three-pointer of the day. He's hit 81 of them this year. He's one of the best three-point shooters in Conference USA.
Well, Jeff, what makes him such a potent player is his double threat. He's a guy that can go in the lane and drive, and he's a guy that can shoot the three, and he picks up a quick foul there. And I think he and Mike Cook have gotten a little contest within the game going on right now.
Andre Owens gets his second at 6 on Houston. Pirates looked inbound. Jaffet made a bad pass. Stolen away by Lanny Smith, and he's going to lay it up at the other end.
Oh, now Jaffet McNeil is going to pick up another cheap foul. Oh, man, this thing cannot get out of hand. Frustration foul right there. Jaffet McNeil knows he threw one away, so then he commits the cheap foul at the other end on Lanny Smith.
That's his third foul, and Jaffet will have to come out.
He's going to have to take a seat now.
Here comes the freshman, Marvin Kilgore. Pirates are getting in trouble. They're down 12 with 13:29 to go. They need some stops. Lob pass goes in the backcourt. Lanny Smith's going to have to run it down. Smith will walk it up. They've got some weapons on this team. Smith and Owens, and tonight, Cedric Hensley. Here's Lawson. Lawson's going to shoot at 3. We shot an air ball. Terrible shot. Rebound. Rouse knocked away by Lawson. Tip back to Lawson. Gives it up to Owens to the basket. He'll lay it in.
And I tell you what, they never give up on defense. This is a guard-driven team by Houston. They don't have a true center. They don't have a shot blocker. They don't have a guy that's going to go in there and really make things happen on the inside. But their guard plays are always around the ball, and they're very quick to get to the ball.
And they're big guards, Billy.
Absolutely. They're all big guards. You've got 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" guards. You don't have a true inside post player, but you've got very big, physical, athletic guards. I mean, you look at the team right there. You don't have anybody that towers over anybody else, but you've got athletes on that team, and that's what Tom Pender loves about this Houston basketball team.
Well, so many teams across the country now are basically playing 3 guards, a forward, and a center. You're just seeing so many perimeter guys dominating basketball games in college basketball across the country. Houston is another one, and they're playing really, really well. They've won 5 of their last 6. They've won 3 in a row, and it's quite a job that Tom Penders has done. Bobby Lutz has a good shot probably of being the Conference USA Coach of the Year because Charlotte's having such a terrific season, but this guy will be right in the hunt because, Billy, this Houston program, they've had 7 losing seasons in their last 8 years, so this was a major rebuilding job for him, and he's got them 17-10. He's done quite a job this year.
Yeah, this was a team that was picked to finish down at the bottom of Conference USA, and you look at, middle of the pack, middle up, and there's the Houston Cougars, and another off-the-ball foul here by East Carolina. They've got 6 fouls. But getting back to this Houston Cougar basketball program, they've had such a storied history that they're starving for a winner there. And when they don't get those wins, they got to go out and find a guy that can make things happen. Tom Penders has come in here and make them look like the Houston teams of old.
Pirates have gone to the zone. East Carolina with 16 fouls.
You've got to do what you got to do, and they've been playing man-to-man defense this entire game, going to the zone, trying to make something happen. But see, the problem with that is Houston can shoot over that zone.
Good three-point shooting team, 34%, and Dyer pops out from the free throw line. And inside, Hensley gets the garbage and lays it in.
Houston has been getting to all the loose balls. They've got the balls bouncing their way, and East Carolina's got to stop the bleeding.
Pirates are getting themselves in a real hole. They're down 16. Kilgore, a little shake and bake by Marvin. It won't go, and he'll go to the line. Marvin Kilgore's a guy that can beat people off the dribble, Billy.
Absolutely. You saw a little bit of his quickness right there, but you've got to know when to pick and choose because he had 2 guys guarding him at the top of the key. He comes out of one, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, the Pirates are not out of this one, but they're going to have to make a run real quick. They're down 16. We're coming back right after this. Houston has its biggest lead of the ball game, 16. And they're very active with their hands. We talked about it, Billy. They're forcing 20 turnovers a game.
Yeah, East Carolina has 16 turnovers right now. The story of this game, turnovers and rebounding. East Carolina with 21 rebounds, but you look at Houston, who's not a very good rebounding team at all. As a matter of fact, they're one of the worst rebounding teams statistically in Conference USA right now, but they've got 24 rebounds, a lot of those offensive boards, and, they're getting points off of turnovers. East Carolina not getting the points and not getting the turnovers. They're not forcing turnovers. East Carolina 16, Houston 6 turnovers.
Marvin Kilgore, a 41% free throw shooter. Hits them both. Marvin's been gaining in confidence here the last 2 or 3 weeks. He has a chance to be a real contributor with his program in the future. He cuts the lead to 14, 58-44.
Now see, East Carolina putting the defensive intensity and the pressure, full court pressure here.
Hammonds has to run it down in the corner. Moose playing with 3 fouls, gets it inside. There's the game.
I see what out of that timeout, what Bill Harrion said, we're going to go to a full court trap. We have got to force some turnovers to get back in this, but they've got to get back in transition because that's what happens. When you gamble and you run the full court press, if you don't get the steal immediately, you've got to get back in transition because that is textbook of what can happen, the slam and the foul at the other end.
Foul went against Corey Rouse, and that's his third, and Andre Owens going to the line. Andre Owens averaged 16 points a game last year, and now in his senior year, he's averaging 17.3. 16 tonight, and he's got his average on that free throw.
I see, Jeff, East Carolina not used to playing that full court press. You can probably count on your hand, on one hand how many times they've gone to that full court press this season.
Mike Cook up top to Rouse. Knocked away and stolen. Another turnover. Boy, turnovers are really becoming a problem. Lawson with the ball at the point. How about a point guard at 6'4", about 230 pounds? That's what this guy is.
Yeah, speaking of point guards, Japhet McNeil about to check in, and East Carolina needs him in this ball game to run the point, run the show at the point, because when you've got guys like Corey Rouse handling the ball at the top, that ends up turning into turnovers.
Well, when you look to next year as Marvin Kilgore goes out and Japhet McNeil comes in, Houston, of course, is remaining in Conference USA, and Billy, they're going to be one of the best basketball programs in this conference. They've got the great tradition, and they've got an outstanding national coach in Tom Penders. So watch for Houston in the new realigned Conference USA. Shot no good by Cook. And out of the crowd, Lawson had it. Japhet McNeil picks up the loose ball. He's being clobbered, and a foul finally called against Houston.
Yeah, you look at Conference USA next season, Louisville's not going to be there. Cincinnati's not going to be there. Those teams always at the top of the conference. You look at the top 3 teams in Conference USA right now. Louisville, Cincinnati, and Charlotte will all be gone out of this conference next season, with Louisville and Cincinnati going into the Big East, and Charlotte, of course, going into the Atlantic 10, and a number of other teams also leaving Conference USA. You're going to have a very watered-down Conference USA, and like you said, this Houston team is going to be one of those teams right at the top of Conference USA next season.
Japhet McNeil gets the free throw. Japhet tonight with 6. Memphis, of course, will remain in Conference USA. And year in and year out, they are one of the best teams in the league, a national program. And UAB made the great run last year to the Sweet 16. Memphis and UAB will field very strong teams year in and year out. Next free throw is no good. And then look for this Houston team in Southern Mississippi with Larry Eustace.
Yeah, he's going to get that program going.
He'll get it going. They've lost 13 of their last 14 now. They've really struggled in his first year, but he'll go out and get players. And Southern Miss will be a contender in the new league, I'll guarantee you, because Eustace's been successful everywhere he's been. That's what makes this hire with the new East Carolina basketball coach so very important. There are some very good coaches remaining in this league who can recruit and get good players. Here is Lawson out of the corner, and he's another guy that's kind of come out of nowhere tonight. That is his third three-pointer tonight, and he only had 13 on the whole year coming in.
9 points, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, and guys are stepping up for this Houston basketball team. East Carolina has got to find some kind of handle on this game, and Japhet McNeil just throws up an air ball.
Luckily, he got it back. Goes to the basket, had a block out of there by Dyer, picked up by Corey Rouse.
He's going to get a charge.
Corey gets his fourth foul.
Well, anytime you lower the shoulder like that and put the head into the defender, that's an easy call for an official to make.
Billy, I'll tell you, I'm not looking forward to the opportunity if I'm another team in Conference USA playing this Houston team in the conference tournament.
Absolutely not. I mean, this is a team that gives you a lot of fits with their guard play. They're starting 3 very good guards. I mean, not just average guards, but they've got 3 guys in their guard positions at the perimeter that can do all of 3 things. They can drive to the basket, they can step out and shoot the 3, and they can also defend better than anybody else in the league. So, I mean, you've got 3 incredibly good guards starting in every basketball game.
Lawson kicks it out. Hensley shoots an air ball. The rebound to Rouse. Pirates need a hoop. Jaffette's got Musa with him. He goes to the basket, and he's hammered, and he'll go to the line. I'll tell you, it's been a rough physical game for Jaffette. He's got knocked around pretty good.
You know what? But he's a gutty guy. I mean, he's a guy, you're going to have to hit him a whole lot harder than that to knock him out of this ball game. But, Jeff, going back to Houston and guard play, when you get into the NCAA tournament and conference tournaments and things like that, what do you want? You want good guard play. That's what propels so many teams to conference and national championships is good guard play. And, Houston's got it right now.
Jaffette gets the first free throw to go. He'll have another one coming up. That foul when he gets Latham, that's his 4th foul.
White Jones and Lanny Smith.
Yeah, speaking of Latham, how about this guy coming in averaging 8.9 points per game, 0 points. He's been very quiet. It's those unsung heroes, the guys like Hensley and Lawson that have come up huge for this team.
Jaffette gets a couple of free throws. Pirates need every one of them they can get. They're down 15. You can see 8:52 to go. They need some stops, a bunch of them. Lanny Smith will bring it into the front court. Moose jumps out on it. Dyer.
He's not supposed to make those. He is not supposed to make those shots. And, it's going to – I mean, when those shots are going down, somebody's on your side because he's not supposed to make those shots, Jeff.
Houston leads 67-49. Jaffette to Moose for the dam.
And now East Carolina's got to turn up. You notice they've gone away from the full court press. That just didn't work. East Carolina going back into more of a traditional half-court defensive set right here, going back to man-to-man.
Andre Owens, big collision inside. Jay Hart stood there and took the charge.
Yeah, good job by Jonathan Hart there. I thought that was going to go actually against East Carolina, but you'll see at the bottom of your screen right here, stepping in right there. Good job by Jonathan Hart, getting position and taking the charge right there, and he's calling it before he even hits the floor.
Jay Hart's going to be a Dennis Rodman type of player for the Pirates.
He is. He's a guy that's going to go in there and do dirty work for you. And you need that on your basketball team.
Jaffette brings it up. Pirates need some hoops. Down 16. Cook in trouble. And there are those quick hands again of the Houston Cougars. He's lucky he got it back. He'll shoot the three and hit it.
Jeff, that reminds me of the shot that he hit on Wednesday against Southern Miss. With the shot clock running down, he's at the P right there on the Pirate logo, and he knocks down the jumper when he needs to. And you know what? It seems like when he's not thinking about it too much is when he's at his best.
Yeah, right. Dyer to Jones. This is Dwight Jones, his dad. Dwight Jones Sr. played in the NBA for 10 years. Andre Owens. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Lanny Smith's going to look to take him off the dribble. To the basket.
Oh, no. He's going to wave it off. He didn't get it off in time.
Shot clock violation. Well, sometimes a circus shot like the one that Mike Cook hit.
That's right. It
can really ignite your team.
Absolutely. Momentum is switched back to East Carolina right now. They've got a timeout.
Got a timeout. We'll see if the Pirates can make a late charge. We're coming back right after this. Sometimes a shot like this can really get your ball club going. And Mike Cook got caught in no man's land, but he shot it in.
Yeah, I imagine that Mike Cook thought the shot clock was running down because there was so much action going on for so long. There were still 13 seconds left on the shot clock when he knocked it down. And, you always look up at the end of the game and you see Mike Cook in double figures. That's why he's the team's leading scorer. He's going to get a foul right there off the ball, or on the ball, I should say, and it's Cedric Hensley who's going to pick up the foul on Cook.
First on Cedric. That's 10 now on Houston. That's big because the Pirates will be shooting 2 free throws every trip to the charity stripe.
Now East Carolina has to take advantage of that. They're 14 of 16 from the free throw line this game. They've been excellent shooting from the charity stripe, and as soon as I say that, it always happens. It never fails, Jeff. I talk them up, and Cook clanks one off the back iron.
He'll have another one coming up. He's East Carolina's leading free throw shooter at 74%. And he's 1 out of 2 on that trip. They need every free throw they can get. They're down 12, still time, with 6:45 to go.
Now they got to turn up the defensive intensity right here. Force some turnovers. Musa going for it right there.
Dyer with the ball. Back to Lawson. There's Lanny Smith. Lawson controls up top. Tries to take Jaffet off the dribble all the way to the basket, and he lays it in.
And what he did is he anticipated Musa Badien coming over to help out Jaffet McNeil, and instead of going up and trying to contest the big fella, he fakes and goes underneath for the reverse layup, and that's an outstanding shot.
He had the size and the strength on Jaffet on that matchup, and he just took him right to the hole. Hammonds open for the 3. Yes!
That's what you need, guys like Tom Hammonds to step up and drill the threes at the other end. You still need to come up with some defensive stops here, and you cannot let Houston to continue to run the shot clock down and make baskets, as was evident in that last play.
Yeah, that's like a dagger when that happens.
Because that's exactly what Houston's doing right now. They're staying high post right now, or out on the perimeter until the shot clock runs down, and then they're going inside and they're getting buckets like that.
Cedric Hensley bailed you out on that.
Yeah, he did. Well, because he should have made the first shot.
He follows and gets the second one to go, and Cedric Hensley's the story of this game, averaging 2.5 a game.
And look, he's got 18.
And he has 18 points. Hart with the ball to Mike Cook.
He's going to get an offensive foul. Yeah, that's what happens when you lower the shoulder. You know, a little bit of acting there, too, by... looks like Andre Owens was defending. Yeah, Andre Owens. A little bit of acting right here, but you watch the lowered shoulder, right? Actually, I think it was more of the acting by Andre Owens that got that. He's going to get an Academy Award for that one.
Andre Owens is the lone. No, they have 2 seniors on this ball club. Musa Badien, the lone senior for the Pirates. So just about everybody you see out on the floor here tonight will be back for their respective ball clubs next year. Shelton's not played much at all this year. Andre Owens will be a big loss for this ball club. Lawson and Hensley, a couple of unsung heroes tonight for Houston, have come up big, and Lawson controls up top out of the windy city of Chicago. And he's going to be called for a travel. He got caught with Moose breathing down his neck, and he shuffled the pivot foot.
Well, I tell you what, you got to love the coaching ability of Tom Penders right here. He notices that, East Carolina doesn't want to continue to get Musa Badien into foul trouble. And once they got Musa into foul trouble, they went back to dribble, driving, penetrating, getting inside, and getting the buckets inside instead of shooting three-point shots like they're so accustomed to.
Moose with the fade, and he got it.
How about Musa Badien? We've seen him do that time and time again. Step out and take that 16-foot shot and knock it down. And East Carolina, they're running out of time here, down 11 points with 4:09 to play.
Moose with 13 on senior night. Again, Houston being very, very deliberate in the half-court offense.
Yeah, East Carolina's got to make something happen here.
Spreading the Pirates out with his guard-oriented attack. Dyer's going to try it again, and this time he rimmed it out, and the rebound to Cook. Pirates can get it to single digits. Cook in heavy traffic with the runner. Moose has got it back. Knocked out of his hands, and we got a whistle and a foul called against Houston, and Andre Owens is going to get it.
Jeff, I hope that Mike Cook develops into a better passer out of the dribble drive, because on a number of occasions this game, he's drawn the double and triple team and not kicking the ball out to the perimeter.
You're exactly right, Billy. That's been something that we've seen all year and something he needs to work on. 71-60. Cougars by 11, 3:37 to go. There's still time, but the Pirates need
State.
Good news from Charleston, South Carolina today. East Carolina baseball team whipped up on NC State 13-1. They'll play tomorrow at 1 o'clock against the Citadel in Charleston. Every single baseball game is broadcast on the Pirate Sports Radio Network on Pirate Radio 1250. And also on the Talk Giant, AM 1070, WNCT. So for all you Pirate baseball fans, you can catch every pitch on the Pirate Sports Radio Network on those two stations all season long as Musabadian gets the free throw.
Jeff, Randy Mazey's Pirates putting up 26 runs in the first two games of the Homewood Suite shootout down in Charleston. They'll take on the Citadel tomorrow. And, East Carolina jacking the ball out of the park. They had 5 home runs against West Virginia, putting up 13 runs in that game. And, of course, Adam Witter today with a grand slam for the Pirates. Those guys are on a roll.
Well, maybe the Pirate basketball team can get on a roll. 2 free throws for Musa, and it's a 9-point game with 3:23 to go. Badian with 15 points in his final Greenville appearance. Ryan Latham with the ball to Lawson. Now back up top to Smith, and again they work that shot clock right on down. 6 seconds to shoot. Smith with the crossover. Moose stays right with him. How about that?
I tell you what, you got to admire the big fella, and that's going to be another shot clock violation, but they don't call it. They're saying that he got the shot off, and oh my, that is a huge, huge break for Houston. I thought that it was going to be a shot clock violation, but the refs say he got the shot off before the shot clock hit 0. And look at this. Greg Herenda and Bill Harrion over there just beside themselves. Here's the replay. Look at the shot clock up here. 2, 1, 0. Ooh, that really is close. Awfully close.
See it again.
Yeah, and you got to remember, these referees are calling that at normal speed, and it's hard for us to do it on the replay. So that could have went either way.
Missed the free throw. He had 31 against Southern Miss last year. He had 30 against University of New Orleans earlier. 71% free throw shooter, and he's 1 out of 2, and it's back to a 10-point lead.
Jeff, now you got to get the ball to Tom Hammonds. This is when you got to start thinking about shooting threes. You're down 10 with 2:47, and I wouldn't even doubt it if you saw Josh King come in off the bench, although he hasn't had any playing time this game.
Corey Rouse can't convert. Moose fouled again, and Moose will go to the line. Boy, Moose is playing his heart out, isn't he?
He certainly is. Musabadian, the big fellow with 15 points. And how about Musabadian? 5 of 5 from the charity stripe, and he's going to the line for 2 more. He can pick up 2 more big points right here.
Moose going back to the line. Pirates, one of their better free throw shooting efforts of the year. 17 out of 20, and Moose hits it.
Jeff, this is a team that's shooting in the low 60s percentage-wise from the free throw line. Coming in here and doing the job on the charity stripe. They're just, the turnovers and the rebounding margin by East Carolina as opposed to Houston has just killed them.
Moose with 2 free throws. It's an 8-point game. The Pirates creep just a bit closer. Needing a stop right here. 2:30 to go. And it's a bad pass. They get the steal. The press works. There's Jaffet. Hammond, step up 3. Go! Oh, what a comeback by Bill Harrions. Never say die, Pirates. It's a 5-point game with 2:16 to go.
That's what we were talking about. Get it into the hands of the guy that can drill it from beyond the arc. How about Jaffet McNeil? The dribble drive penetration draws 3 defenders, finds a wide open Tom Hammonds. Give it up. Big fella knocked this one down. Tom Hammonds left absolutely wide open and knocks it down.
Tom Hammonds with 16. That ties his career high. He had 16 against Charlotte. He had 16 against UAB. And what a huge three-pointer. And it's got this big crowd in Greenville tonight ignited. The Pirates are right in it, down 5 with 2:16 to go.
Jeff, I'm really surprised because Tom Hammonds is the only pure three-point shooter on the floor for East Carolina. I'm really surprised Tom Penders didn't tell his team, look, don't leave him open. That's the one guy on the floor that you cannot leave wide open. And they do exactly that. East Carolina takes advantage of it. Look for him to get the ball into the hands of Tom Hammonds on their next offensive possession.
Pirates with that full court pressure. Jaffet McNeil against Smith. There's Latham. They look to trap him, and he gets it ahead to Dyer. Dyer to Hensley, and now Houston will work some shot clock, and they've been doing that very well in this second half. Latham, the junior out of Memphis, the cousin of Chris Webber, controls up top. Corey Rouse got to be careful with 4 fouls. Latham.
Oh, wow.
And Moose comes out and gets the foul.
5 seconds left on the shot clock. That's one that's going to kill you. But, you know, Musa Badian is in that situation where he's got to come out on a guard. A 6'1" Brian Latham, he can take Musa to the hole out there, and Musa had no choice but to try and get in front of him and prevent the easy layup, because that's exactly what was going to happen. And Musa sticking the foot out there and getting the trip call. That's a tough one with 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Latham, averaging 9 points a game, has not scored tonight, and he still hasn't. But they've not missed his 9 points because Hensley and Lawson have stepped up.
Yeah, look at Hensley with 20 points tonight. This guy's come out of absolutely nowhere.
Ryan Latham, a 65%er. He had 21 against Lamar earlier this year. Gets it to go.
I know, East Carolina still only down by 6. Plenty of time left in this. You got to get it, work the ball out, and try and get your perimeter shooters open. Of course, that being Tom Hammonds.
Yep. It's a 2-possession game. Here's Cook to Corey Rouse. Jump stop with the left hand.
Now get back on defense. You got to get back. Play the pressure defense. There you go.
Here comes the double team on Latham. He gets it ahead to Lawson. It's a 4-point game, 1:15 to go.
Plenty of time, plenty of time. No cheap fouls right here if you're East Carolina.
Lanning, run down there by Moose. Run down, however, by Smith.
Oh, no, that could have been a push-off call there. The refs let him go.
Lawson goes into Moose,
It's gonna be
lost
off.
the ball.
There you go. East Carolina ball with 57.8 seconds left to play, down by 4. You're still very much in this ball game. Credit East Carolina staying in this defensively.
They were down 58-42. They were down 16. It's a 4-point game.
Now you don't need the 3 here. Mike Cook can drive, but if he draws the double or triple team, now kick it out.
Cook trying to get it to Moose. He has to run down on the baseline. Moose having trouble, throws up.
Musa. Oh, you talk about the big senior coming up big on senior night, cutting the game to 2. He just throws up a prayer, Jeff.
Oh, what a night for Moose. His final appearance in Greenville. And the big fella out of France gets it to go. A prayer that goes in for Badian. He has 21 points. He cleaned up on the prior possession and threw it down.
I tell you what, you couldn't have asked for a better time for your big senior to step it up. He has just absolutely exploded this last 4 minutes of this ball game, and Musa Badian, it couldn't have happened to a better fella.
73-71. The Pirates have cut it to 2 with 42 seconds to go.
Tell you what, the Minji's Maniacs in this one. Now you can't afford any cheap fouls on either end, because both teams right now are in the double bonus, so every foul is going to cost you 2 shots. There's 42 seconds left on the clock, 35-second shot clock. Houston's going to want to try and run this thing down and score. East Carolina's going to have to go for the quick steal here, but if they don't get the steal, they've got to get back and play tough defense and not let Houston score.
Well, Houston will have to shoot the basketball. It's 42 seconds on the game clock, 35-second shot clock. Well, the Pirates should definitely get another possession, but what they have to do right now is get a stop.
Absolutely. They've got to either get a stop or they've got to get a steal right here. Preferably the steal, but if they don't steal, they've got to get the stop without Houston scoring.
Musa Badian, 21 points and 5 rebounds.
Yeah, East Carolina can't afford to give up a 3 here either.
Houston looks to inbound, and Owens can't get the ball inbounds. They have to burn a timeout. Well, the Lady Pirates will be playing in the Conference USA tournament on Thursday at 1 o'clock. They'll be playing at Halton Arena in Charlotte. That's where the women's tournament is. And Sharon Baldwin Tenner's Lady Pirates at 1 o'clock on Thursday in the Conference USA tournament in Charlotte over at Halton Arena. And we certainly wish the gals well. They lost a tough one this afternoon here at Williams Arena, Minji's Coliseum. Had kind of an up and down year this year, but they, like Musa Badian, have quality seniors on that ladies team that will, I'm sure, represent themselves very well in the women's tournament coming up on Thursday. Well, this has been quite a comeback by Bill Harrigan's team, and you can see how fired up the ECU fans are, knowing they've got a chance to erase this huge deficit and win this basketball game.
Jeff, this team was down by 16 points midway through the second half, and you almost sensed that Houston was going to run away with it. East Carolina, as gutty as they've always been, they come up. Oh, and they're going to call a cheap foul.
Corey Rouse.
He's going to foul out of the
with
game.
His fifth foul on a little bump as they caught Latham in a trap. We have 40 seconds to go. We'll take another look.
East Carolina trap. Well, you don't see the foul right there. Look at the reaction by Japhet McNeil. They're trapping, trying to come up with a turnover. Now, what this does is this puts Houston at the free throw line shooting 2 because they're in the double bonus, which the foul itself actually doesn't really hurt East Carolina as bad as you might think. What really hurts is that man right now there has to sit out the rest of this game with 5 fouls. That's the guy you did not need to get the foul called on, because right now Houston goes to the free throw line. They're 12 of 18 from the free throw line tonight. They're shooting 2. If they miss one of their 2 free throws, it's then a 3-point game. East Carolina has possession with 40 seconds left on the clock.
Jay Hart has to come in now for Corey Rouse. Corey with 8 points and 9 rebounds tonight. Latham was just 1 for 2 on his last trip to the free throw line, a 65%er. In his first year, he's out of Memphis and Midland Junior College in Texas. His father is a dean at the University of Memphis. His free throw is offline.
There you go. That's what I talked about. You miss at least one of those shots. If he misses this one here, remember, Jeff, he was 1 of 2 from the free throw line just earlier in this ball game, and he's only got 1 point. He hasn't been on the mark at all. You know, this is a guy that's averaging 8.9 points a game, and he's only got 1 so far, and he missed the second one.
He missed them both. The Pirates are only down 2. Here's
now,
Cook
get into your offensive
quick.
set. Get into your offensive set here.
Cook, double team. Now he gets it to Japhet McNeil. Got it to Moose. Moose catches in the paint. Moose going up, and he's hammered. And Moose is going to go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. Houston has fouled 10 times. Every time the Pirates go to the line, they're shooting 2 free throws.
And East Carolina will take this all night. Moussa Badian, 21 points, a perfect 7 of 7 from the free throw line. If he knocks 2 down here, we've got a tie ball game with 27 seconds left on the clock.
They're going to get Chris Lawson back in the game as Houston. Moose at the line, missed it. Moose will have another one coming up. 7 out of 8 for Moose. He has another one coming. If he hits it, the Pirates are just down 1, still with time, with 27.5 seconds to go. The big fellow from France. Final appearance in Greenville. Moose's next one is up and good. Moose 1 out of 2 at the line at 73-72. The Pirates have cut it to 1. With the made free throw, they can set up their press.
You know what, Jeff, with the way Houston's been shooting free throws, if you don't get the immediate steal right here, I say you got to go ahead and foul.
I agree with you. Lengthen the game.
Absolutely. Make this a free throw contest, because East Carolina is the better free throw shooting team right now. Foul, foul.
Dyer caught in the trap. They're trying to foul him. They won't call it. Latham gets out of there. Look out. It's 2 on 1 at the other end.
And they didn't take it. They don't take advantage. You got to foul. Good job by Japhet McNeil. But what happens there is you ran 8 seconds off the clock. 8.5 seconds ran off the clock. And like you said, they were trying to foul Dyer in that situation, and they just didn't call it.
And they didn't foul a good guy, because Lanny Smith's a 71%er. Boy, if they could have fouled Dyer.
Dyer's the one. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's the guy.
53% Billy, and they had him caught in the trap.
Absolutely. But the officials just didn't call it.
Late, or rather, Smith at the line. He rolled it in. Lanny Smith gets the roll.
Now, see, Jeff, this can still only make it a 3-point game. You've got 19 seconds on the shot. If he makes this, it's only a 3-point game. You still got plenty of time.
And only a 1-possession game, and he rolled them both in. Now down 3. The Pirates don't have to hit a 3 here. Here's Mike Cook. Gives it to Hammonds. Hammonds with a step back 3. No good, off the heel. Hart tries to keep it alive. Can't. Got a foul right away. Lanny Smith is fouled by Japhet McNeil with 6 seconds to go. And Tom Hammond's shot just wouldn't go down. It clanged off the back iron. And Lanny Smith going to the line for two. If he hits just one of these, it's going to be lights out.
Yeah, Jeff, that's just a freshman there. With 13 seconds left on the clock, he's shooting the three. You don't need that desperation shot right then. You need to work the ball around the perimeter, get a little better look at the three right there, and that one just doesn't fall for Tom Hammonds. But, like I said, he's a freshman. He'll learn.
17 points for Lanny Smith. We know we're running a little late. We'll be wrapping up quickly. I don't think there's any doubt, Billy, who our UBE player of the game is tonight, do you?
No, not at all. And well-deserving, and it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Moussa Badian, 22 points, 7 of 9 from the field, 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. And this one's not over, Jeff.
No, Lanny Smith comes up way short.
He missed it bad. That'll get into your head. Now, see, look, now he's thinking about it.
He pulled back on that first one.
That one, too. Ugh.
Got that one to go.
Yep.
Well, now it's tough. You're down 4.
Yeah.
Taylor Gagnon and Josh King are both in to shoot threes for the Pirates. Hart to Cook. Got to fire up a three as soon as they can. And they lose the ball out of bounds. Right in front of the Pirate bench with 1.2 seconds to go. They never got a chance to get a shot.
Jeff, in a situation like that, you've got to bring the ball up the court. Try and draw contact when you shoot the three. Hopefully the three will go down and draw the contact and get the foul, but they don't even get a shot.
76-72, Houston wins, and there is Moussa Badian. And what a great night for Moussa on senior night. His last game in Greenville. He is our UBE player of the game. Billy, great working with you.
East Carolina University basketball on WITN 7 is brought to you in part by University Health Systems of Eastern Carolina and by CoEco Office Systems, serving all of Eastern Carolina.